Wind shrieked past the parachute lines, tearing the darkness. In the Thai, Cambodian border sky, dozens of black figures plunged like meteorites. The transport aircraft engine roared. Red lights flickered, then snapped off. The entire sky plunged into darkness. Only the wind and white parachutes remained against the black night. Thai paratroopers, Lindu Thailand, landed in the border forest. Muzzle flashes illuminated their tense faces. Strong wind tossed the tree canopy. Heavy rain poured down relentlessly. The ground was damp, slippery, the smell of mud mixed with oil smoke lingering from the last recon. Individual soldiers landed, rolled once, then sprang up. The metallic click of charging rifles echoed throughout the forest. In the distance, the Cambodian base lights still flickered faintly. A Thai officer signaled with his hand, 3 fingers raised. 3 teams split, moving in diagonal formation. They silently slid through the low bushes, mud reaching their knees, their footsteps mixing with the sound of rain. From afar, the sound of clanging metal echoed Cambodian guards changing shifts. A Thai soldier moved forward, taking cover behind a rock. He took out thermal binoculars, his eye fixed on the lens. On the screen were 2 bright dots, moving at the base gate. 2 guards, 1 gun turret, he whispered. The commander nodded. His hand signaled. 3 fingers folded to 1. Execute. 2 small blasts sounded like breaths. Smoke grenades were thrown. Thick white smoke covered the guard post. A shout in Khmer rang out in panic. In the smoke, black figures crawled, fast as ghosts. A rifle butt strike, a heavy body hitting the ground. The second guard hadn't time to pull the trigger before being subdued. The entire team moved inside. Flashlights swept quickly, scanning rows of oil drums, individual tarp-covered trucks. On the ground, old shell casings, tire marks, everything looked like it had just left. A Thai soldier whispered, "They moved the troops. The base is lighter than we thought." But the commander did not reply. He raised his hand, signaling a halt, his eyes looking up at the main watchtower. The light just switched on. A harsh burst of gunfire tore the darkness apart. The first round embedded right near the commander's foot, spraying mud and dirt. The machine gun shrieked from the watchtower, the flash blazing bright. Thai paratroopers immediately lay prone, lightning-fast reflexes. They returned fire with rifles, sparks flashing on the gun barrels, the sound of bullets hitting the truck hulls, metal clanging loudly. A Thai grenade was thrown onto the tower, exploding. Both the light and the watchtower were blown apart in the blast, fire illuminating the entire forest area. "Advance," the commander yelled. The entire team immediately rushed, figures soaking wet, running amid the rain and smoke. Ahead, the Cambodian base steel gate appeared clearly in the red-orange light. They closed in, demolition charges ready. A massive blast shook the sky. The steel gate blew open. Smoke and dust covered the entrance. Alarm sirens sounded throughout the base, tearing the quiet night of the border. The raid officially began. Smoke and dust covered the base entrance. Alarm sirens shrieked, echoing across the border forest. Headlights flared, sweeping the area. Light beams cut across falling tree trunks, reflecting in the heavy rain. From inside the base, Cambodian soldiers screamed. Metal doors slammed shut. Rifle cocking followed. Thai paratroopers, Lindu Thailand, closed in. Small groups rolled into position, rifles leveled, eyes fixed on the darkness ahead. A flare round was fired from the Cambodian side, tearing the darkness apart. The sky suddenly blazed bright. All movement was exposed. "Get down," the commander yelled. A burst of painful gunfire exploded. Earth and rock flew up. A Thai soldier fell, his uniform torn, blood spreading in the mud. A comrade dragged him behind the flipped truck, his hand still gripping the rifle tightly. Gunfire echoed everywhere, individual rounds embedding in the ground like hail. In front, the Thai vanguard threw more smoke grenades. A thick smoke screen covered the ground, obscuring visibility. Figures moved fast, low, closing in on individual warehouses, individual guard posts. A small blast sounded. The metal door was breached. Thai soldiers poured inside. short bursts of gunfire, individual figures falling. Inside the base, Cambodian soldiers returned fierce fire. A machine gun on the turret sprayed heavily onto the yard, bright red sparks pouring out like rain. Each round tore the air, striking metal barrels with a harsh clang. Thai soldiers countered with grenade launchers. The round exploded right at the foot of the turret, tossing up sand, smoke and screams. "Two more gun nests on the right flank," a soldier yelled loudly, his voice lost in the blasts. "Suppress with grenades." 2 grenades were thrown almost simultaneously. A crisp blast. Fire flared brightly across the base corner. Gunfire stopped suddenly. The entire team immediately charged. Inside the guardhouse, the smell of gunpowder and smoke mingled with burnt wood. Light from the emergency lamp flickered continuously. A Cambodian officer tried to use the radio to call for reinforcement, but only heard static. The antenna had been broken by shellfire. He threw the radio to the floor, drew his pistol, turning to the window. From outside, a black figure rushed past. The window shattered. Glass flew everywhere. 2 figures wrestled right under the flickering red light. Guns fell to the floor. The sound of grappling echoed fiercely. Finally, the Thai soldier gained the advantage, violently pushing his opponent out the window. A heavy fall, then silence. The smoke had not yet cleared. The Thai commander looked around, sweat and rain mixing on his face. He signaled, "We are in, but they know we are here. Prepare for the counterattack." From afar, the sound of truck engines echoed. Headlights began appearing in the forest. Cambodian forces were arriving. Inside the base, Thai soldiers gripped their weapons, their eyes fixed on the main gate. The wind shrieked through the empty gun turrets, mixing with the thunder in the sky. The real battle had only just begun. The engine sound grew closer. The entire forest shook with every rhythm of tracks grinding through the mud. Cambodian military vehicle headlights swept brightly across the forest edge. Squads of soldiers in dark uniforms poured out, rifles leveled at the chest, running and shouting commands. Inside the base, Thai paratroopers, Lin Du Sai Lan, tightened formation. One man lit the fuse, placing explosives along the remaining steel fence. The commander whispered over the radio, "Wait for my signal. When the vehicle is close enough, detonate." Every second passed heavily. The rain continued relentlessly. On the ground, water mixed with mud and spilled oil, reflecting the flickering light from flares above. The first Cambodian vehicle charged through the gate, wheels grinding over the ruined watchtower wreck. As soon as the vehicle was in the center of the yard, the Thai commander signaled, "Fire." A chain of deafening blasts. The charge exploded. The steel gate shattered. Flames shot up high. The vehicle was thrown aside. Rear wheel snapped off, flipping sideways. Figures rushed out of the smoke, rolling onto the ground, hit by a burst of fire before standing. Gunfire echoed loudly. Every corner of the base was a flashpoint. Rounds drew bright streaks across the night. Thai soldiers hid behind fuel drums, countering with machine guns. A round struck a fuel barrel. Fire erupted fiercely, spreading to the warehouse. The entire yard turned into a sea of fire. A Cambodian soldier crawled on the ground, yelling hoarsely, signaling his comrades to flank left. 2 men threw 3 grenades consecutively. The explosions tossed up earth and rock, knocking down an entire squad of Thai soldiers. Yells mixed with the sound of fire alarms from the main building. The Thai commander yelled loudly amidst the blinding smoke, "Hold the line, don't let them cross." From the warehouse roof, a Cambodian sniper opened fire. The bullet pierced the smoke, striking a Thai sergeant in the shoulder, making him fall. Another soldier rushed to drag his comrade back, returning fire while grinding his teeth against shrapnel hitting his helmet. The smoke grew thicker. Both sides could barely see each other. Only the firelight and the sound of gunfire thundering remained. Amidst the chaos, a squad of Thai soldiers circled the rear of the main building, seeking an entrance. They broke the door with rifle butts, rushing inside. Inside, yellow light flickered. The acrid smell of gunpowder was strong. A Cambodian soldier hid behind the command desk, firing a shot that skimmed a Thai soldier's helmet. He reacted by throwing a grenade, exploding brightly, glass shattered, papers flew chaotically. "This is the control center," a man yelled. "Secure all equipment, move fast." But before they could turn, the sound of distant artillery echoed. The ground shook. The first artillery rounds exploded right outside the base gate, white light flashing like midday lightning. The Thai commander immediately yelled loudly, "They're counter-shelling, everyone take cover." Continuous explosions poured down. The ground cracked wide open. The tin roof collapsed. Smoke and dust covered everything. The Cambodian base turned into a real hellfire. Smoke, screams, the roar of bending steel. Amidst the night rain, the battlefield burned. No one knew where the border between the two countries was anymore. The ground cracked in pieces from continuous shelling. The blast echoed off the cliff, shaking the entire border forest. Smoke and dust covered the air. The smell of gunpowder mixed with burnt earth. Thai soldiers, Ling Du Thai Lan, lay prone, hands covering their heads, clinging to anything still standing. A shell struck the warehouse row. Flames rose tens of meters high. Ammunition barrels inside exploded sequentially, creating a long chain of boom-boom sounds. Shockwaves tossed metal sheets, flying and spiraling into the air. Individual iron fragments fell like scattered rain, striking the ground harshly. The Thai commander yelled amid the gunfire, "We must retreat inside. Secure the control building, fast." The entire team immediately rushed across the yard, running and crouching low. Behind them, the next shells exploded right near the gate. Dirt sprayed up like breaking waves. A soldier was flung from the ground, rolling several times, then lay motionless. Comrades dragged him in, his breath weak, uniform scorched, but still clinging to his rifle. Inside the base, Cambodian forces began to counterattack. From the kitchen and logistics depot, dozens of soldiers poured out, firing continuously into the main building. Rounds embedded in the walls, bricks shattered, individual bullets flashed in the darkness. "Left flank, watch out!" a Thai soldier yelled, throwing a grenade out the window. The blast threw 2 Cambodian soldiers down. Smoke spiraled up blindingly. The others still advanced, yelling loudly in Khmer, their voices hoarse from smoke. In the sky, a flare round was fired, brightly illuminating the entire base. Shadows stretched long on the wet ground, small groups of soldiers clearly visible under the cold white light. No more place to hide. Both sides began firing directly at each other at a range of less than 20 meters. The sound of bullets hitting metal clanged continuously. A round skimmed a steel pillar, sending out sparks. A Cambodian soldier was struck, fell beside the stairs, his hand still gripping the trigger, the final round firing skyward. The Thai commander took a long breath, saying over the radio, "Cover the right flank. Clear the logistics area. Fast." 3 Thai soldiers circled right, crawling close to the wall. They threw smoke grenades to cover the path, then charged. One grenade exploded right before the kitchen. Fragments flew everywhere, knocking over dozens of fuel cans. Fire began to spread fast, red-orange light, reflecting on faces covered in mud and blood. Amidst the thick smoke, shouting mixed with gunfire became a single sound, thundering, piercing, like thunder in the forest. Thai soldiers tried to push forward, meter by meter. The Cambodian side retreated inside, still firing back fiercely. A final artillery round landed outside the gate, throwing up earth and rock like rain. The entire base shook again, then fell silent abruptly. Only the sound of wind whistling through the burnt steel frame remained. Rain still fell. Fire still burned. Both sides knew this battle had not ended. This was only the prelude. In the distance, the sound of heavy engines echoed in the forest. Cambodian armored vehicles were coming. The Thai commander ground his teeth. Prepare for close quarters combat. We will not retreat. The engine sound echoed loudly. The ground shook rhythmically. From the forest edge, 3 Cambodian armored vehicles emerged, headlights piercing the lingering smoke. Rain lashed heavily against the hulls. Light streaks slid down the wet steel. Rear hatches snapped open. Cambodian soldiers poured out, squad by squad. Shouts echoed in the cold wind. Inside the base, Thai paratroopers, Lindu Thailand, gripped their rifles tightly. Everyone was soaking wet, faces smeared with mud, eyes red from smoke and lack of sleep. The commander quietly signaled a raised fist, then lowered. Everyone lay prone, waiting. The first Cambodian vehicle closed in, wheels grinding on broken brick fragments. A Thai soldier waited until the vehicle cleared the broken fence, then sprang up, throwing a sticky mine directly onto the hull. The blast echoed loudly. The hull flipped sideways. Fire spewed from the engine room. Hatches flew open. 2 Cambodian soldiers rushed out, rolling on the ground, trying to put out the fire. "Fire!" the commander yelled. A volley of rounds poured from inside like rain. Bullets swept the yard, piercing the faint smoke. Cambodian soldiers hid behind oil drums, returning fire. A grenade rolled to the wall, exploding brightly, tossing up dirt and concrete fragments. A Thai soldier was hit by shrapnel, falling. Comrades dragged him back, yells mixing with gunfire. On the left flank, the Thai infiltration team had sneaked into the command building. The wooden door was kicked open. The map still hanging on the wall shook from the shockwave. A Cambodian officer rushed from behind the desk, firing at close range. The bullet grazed the Thai soldier's collar, leaving a tear mark. He countered with a strong kick, throwing the opponent back, then jumped to subdue him. The two wrestled, their bodies striking the desk, breaking the wooden leg. Papers flew everywhere. Gunfire from outside the yard still erupted fiercely. A rocket from the Cambodian side launched, striking the corner of the command building. The wall cracked, fragments flew. The roof collapsed, thick smoke and dust spiraled up. A Thai soldier was trapped under a wooden beam, trying to move. The commander rushed over, pulling him out, his shoulder torn, face covered in blood, but still yelling, "No one gets left behind. Pull him out, fast." They dragged the wounded soldier from the rubble. Outside, the second Cambodian armored vehicle was closing in. Machine guns on the roof started sweeping. Sparks flew along the side of the building, hitting a fuel barrel. Fire erupted. A Thai soldier with a grenade launcher popped out from behind the wall, aimed quickly, then pulled the trigger. The round shrieked, striking the vehicle's flank. A deafening blast. The armored vehicle burst into flames. The rear wheel flew far. Black smoke spiraled heavily. The entire base was now submerged in fire and rain. The smell of burning, blasts, and shouts mingled. Everything shook, staggered. No formation remained, only small groups fighting spontaneously. Individual men, individual corners, individual meters of ground. A squad of Cambodian soldiers managed to break into the central area. They fired wildly, gunfire echoing everywhere. Thai soldiers countered at extremely close range, rounds embedding in walls, wood, steel barrels, sparks flying. A round struck the generator, sparks shot out like fireworks, an electrical crackling sound. Thick white smoke blinded, light flickered. Amidst that scene, the Thai commander yelled loudly, "Hold steady. This is the final point. No more retreat." Outside, the third Cambodian armored vehicle was moving in, its cannon barrel traversing slowly. Wind shrieked past the warped iron frames, mixing with the rain, creating a sound like the roar of a beast before a charge. The battle was heading into its fiercest storm. The third armored vehicle roared. Iron tracks crushed the soaked ground. The machine gun barrels spun, red light reflecting in the rain. Then, buzz, shriek. A long burst of rounds erupted, piercing the smoke, sweeping clear obstacles ahead. The house wall cracked open. Metal barrels exploded. Fire erupted, blazing red. The Thai commander yelled loudly, "Everyone inside the building, retreat to the basement." Thai paratroopers, Lindu Thailand, immediately retreated to the center, firing while withdrawing. Rounds flew past their heads, embedding in the wall, sparking. A soldier stumbled. A comrade pulled him up, blood staining his back. Rain and smoke made everyone nearly blind. Outside, Cambodian soldiers were advancing. They moved in formation, moving and firing cover. A Cambodian officer signaled the distant artillery. Moments later, the ground shook. Artillery shells poured down like rain. The ground shattered. White smoke rose blindingly. An artillery round struck the remaining command turret. The entire steel frame collapsed, dragging electrical wires and antennas. Electrical sparks flew. An electrical crackling sound echoed across the base. The stench of burnt metal spread, mixing with the smell of mud and gunpowder. In the basement, the Thai soldiers held their ground, breathing heavily. Sweat and rainwater streamed down their faces. The commander signaled, "Wait for the shelling to stop." When they flood in, fire at close range. A fierce boom sounded. The roof above partially collapsed, dirt falling like rain. Immediately after, footsteps. The steel door was kicked hard, flying open. 3 Cambodian soldiers rushed in, rifles raised. A burst of gunfire erupted. 2 men fell instantly. The remaining man returned fire, rounds hitting a steel barrel, metal clanging loudly. Thai soldiers threw a grenade. The small blast filled the corridor with smoke. Hand-to-hand combat began. In the narrow space, gunfire and voices mixed. Every strike, every breath echoed loudly. A Cambodian soldier lunged, struck back with a rifle butt. The Thai soldier held him down, seizing his rifle, then bent to check his nearby comrade, shoulder struck by shrapnel, but still gripping the trigger. Above, the artillery stopped. The base was now a pile of ashes. Fire burned red amid the rain. The armored vehicles stopped, black smoke spewing from the exhausts. Squads of Cambodian soldiers advanced, cautiously. Radio chatter filled the area in Khmer and Thai, confused and chaotic. The Thai commander looked around. Faint light from the emergency lamp shone on his face. "If they rush down, we won't survive. Prepare to retreat through the underground tunnel." At the end of the corridor, a steel hatch opened the tunnel, leading to the forest edge. Thai soldiers helped each other. The wounded were carried. Heavy steps through the mud layer. Above, enemy footsteps pounded on the floor. They were only a few meters away. A Thai soldier turned back, throwing a grenade to block the path. Bam! The entire corridor flared brightly. Walls cracked wide open. Fire consumed the path. The whole team escaped the base. They rushed into the forest, their breath ragged. Behind them, the fire still burned, illuminating the entire night sky. Inside, Cambodian soldiers had reclaimed the command building. An officer looked around, his voice rough. "They haven't gone far. Pursue them." The assembly siren sounded, echoing loudly in the forest. The battle had not ceased. It had only just moved into the darkness of the deep forest. The border forest was submerged in thick darkness. Only distant firelight reflected faintly on the canopy. Thai paratroopers, Lingzhu, Thailand, moved fast across the soaking wet terrain, their breath mixing with the sound of rain drumming on their helmets. Insect sounds mixed with distant blasts, reminding them the base behind was still burning. The commander spoke softly over the handheld radio, his voice low and deep. "Continue moving. Rendezvous point 3 kilometers away. Helicopters are coming." But the reply echoed amid static. "Affirmative. But Cambodian radar has locked the target. You must activate the beacon when you reach the edge, or we cannot land." Distant explosions sounded again. Behind them, the Cambodian base was just a blazing mass of fire, smoke rising like a pillar to the sky. Pursuit gunfire echoed rounds, pierced the canopy. Leaves fell scattered. A round skimmed the helmet of the last soldier, leaving a scorch mark. He spun around, firing 3 short bursts, the flash blazing bright in the darkness. "Faster! They're catching up!" the commander yelled. The entire team ran across the small stream, the cold water slicing their skin. A wounded man was helped by 2 comrades, his leg dragging in the mud. Each step was heavy as lead. The sound of helicopter engines echoed from afar, the rhythm of the rotors merging with the wind, sounding like a relentless drumbeat. Above the forest, Cambodian flares were fired. White light shone down in long streaks, exposing the entire Thai team trying to run. "Get down!" the commander yelled. They dropped flat onto the ground, holding their breath. In the distance, rounds from Cambodian anti-air guns swept the forest, sparks flying along the tree trunks. The smell of burning wood spread. Thai helicopters appeared, 2 black-painted aircraft, rushing in through the rain. The engine roar intensified, shaking the treetops. From the side door, the cannon traversed, firing back onto the pursuit zone. Individual blazing rounds drew fire streaks in the night. Explosions followed explosions. Thick smoke covered the entire canopy. "That's the support team," a soldier yelled, his voice rough. One helicopter dropped altitude, almost touching the treetops. The rotors blew up rainwater and decayed leaves. The entire team of Thai soldiers rushed forward, crouching and running in the strong wind. Gunfire from behind was still harsh, rounds chasing, embedding in the mud and surrounding trees. A Cambodian soldier appeared on the slope, firing a long burst. The round struck the last Thai soldier directly. He fell, rolling down the slope. The commander tried to turn back, but was pulled away by his comrade. "No more time, sir. The helicopter is leaving." The commander clenched his fist, eyes fixed on the comrade left behind in the darkness, then rushed forward. The entire team jumped onto the rope, gripping tight, pulled into the cabin in the shrieking wind. The helicopter lifted higher, shaking hard. From below, tracer rounds flew up, flashing bright like deadly fireworks. A round struck the tail section. The fuselage lurched, but the pilot maintained stability. "We're clear of the danger zone," the pilot's voice sounded over the radio, choked by rain and smoke. The commander sat leaning against the side, rain lashing his face, looking through the doorway. Down there, the Cambodian base still blazed fiercely in the night forest, firelight reflecting onto the sky like a long streak of blood. A young soldier sat beside him, asking with a tremble, "We won, didn't we?" The commander was silent for a moment, looking at his hand stained with mud and blood. "No one won tonight. We only survived." The helicopter banked, vanishing into the rain curtain. Behind them, the border forest still thundered with gunfire, like the lingering echo of an unfinished nightmare. The eastern sky began to brighten. The first sun rays pierced the hazy grey clouds, shining down on the still smoking border area. From afar, small gunfire still echoed sporadically, like the last fading notes of a fierce long night. In the sky, 2 Thai helicopters banked, flying low along the mountainside. Wind blew hard, the rain stopped, but smoke from the Cambodian base still spiraled up in thick columns, the smell of burning mixing with the humid air. Inside the cabin, no one spoke. The soldiers' bodies were covered in mud, faces smeared with blood, eyes bloodshot from smoke and lack of sleep. A soldier was wounded in the shoulder, his shirt ripped open, blood soaking through the white bandage layers. The commander sat still, hand holding the soaking wet map, staring intently out the door. "How many men did we lose?" he asked softly. 8 men, sir. 3 missing, possibly trapped in the forest. The commander clenched his fist, veins standing out on his neck. His eyes still focused on the distance, where the Cambodian base was just a small smoke streak in the forest. Beneath the ground, Cambodian armored vehicles were still sweeping the area, radio chatter mixed with small blasts from the lingering fires. A Cambodian officer raised his binoculars, clearly seeing the Thai helicopters leaving, ordering in a rough voice, "Ceasefire. Hold position. They have withdrawn." In the dim light, the scene appeared horrific. The base was scorched black, tin roofs collapsed, cannons warped, armored vehicles burnt to frames. On the wet ground, fragments mixed with mud and blood spread in long trails. A few surviving Cambodian soldiers were silently pulling comrades from the rubble. No one spoke a word. Above, the sound of the Thai helicopters slowly faded. A young soldier bowed his head, speaking as if to himself, "If they return, surely no one will have the strength left to fight." On the helicopter cabin, the Thai commander heard the radio signal from the forward base. "This is Kylo, 3 base. Report position. We are preparing for landing. We are here. Mission complete. There are casualties. Understood. Landing zone ready. Land immediately." The helicopter banked, lowering altitude. Upon touching down, the rotor wash blew up dust and dry leaves. The medical team rushed out, pulling stretchers, helping every wounded soldier down. A doctor bandaged wounds while asking, "Anyone left behind?" Yes, 3 men, possibly surrounded. Heavy air covered the entire area, No one said anything more. Everyone knew going back to rescue meant possibly not returning. The Thai commander stepped out of the aircraft, standing in the muddy landing zone. He looked at the sky, where the light was rising, his eyes filled with sorrow. An officer approached, offering a hot cup of coffee, but he did not accept. "How would you like me to report to command?" the officer asked. "Report that the mission is complete, but the war is not." From afar, the siren at the Cambodian border sounded again. The sky slowly brightened, revealing long columns of black smoke stretching to the horizon. The raid had ended, but the boundary between the two nations was now only a scorched strip of land. Midday, the sun was high, but the light was dimmed by thick smoke and lingering heat from the night's blasts. The border forest fell into an unnerving silence. Wind blew through the scorched canopy, dropping individual black, dry leaves. Far away, the sound of a Cambodian reconnaissance helicopter echoed, circling in the air like a predatory bird searching for intruder signs. Beneath the ground, Cambodian forces were lining up to sweep the battlefield. Soldiers with faces smeared with dust and sweat, holding rifles, walked slowly past each burnt building. A soldier knelt, picking up a helmet with a Thai emblem printed on it, silent for a few seconds, then set it down, sighing. Last night, this place was surely hell. Inside the old command area, the Cambodian officer sat amid the rubble. On the desk, a scorched map, red dots marking attack vectors, was still visible. He growled. "Damage report. Over 30 killed, 16 severely wounded. Ammunition depot, kitchen, and command center totally destroyed. And the Thai side? They all withdrew, but left blood trails throughout the forest. Casualties may be heavy." The Cambodian commander stood up, looking through the window. Before him, the once bustling base was now just black burnt steel frames, the clinking of metal every time the wind blew. The stench of burning and dust merged into a low mist, making everyone's eyes sting. Across the border, in the Thai makeshift camp, the surviving paratroopers were being treated. White bandages covered hands, legs, shoulders. A severely wounded soldier, eyes half open, his voice rough. "Did we secure the objective?" The commander gently shook his head. "No, we only scared them, but we didn't hold anything." The entire camp fell silent. The sound of helicopter fans outside mixed with the patter of rain. A doctor walked in, his voice low. 3 men missing. Probably no chance of survival. The commander did not reply. He just stood up, looking toward the border where smoke still flew. On the other side, the Cambodian search team found signs in the forest. Streaks of blood stained the leaves, torn uniform fragments, deep boot prints in the mud. They followed the trail, going a few hundred more meters, then stopped. Before them was a small hollow where 3 bodies of Thai soldiers lay side by side, weapons still in their hands. A man in the search team raised his hand in salute, saying softly, "They fought to the end." High above, the sun was obscured by clouds. Light faded, wind through the forest created a sad rustling sound. Both sides of the border were silent. No one fired again. But everyone knew that was not peace, but only the fragile calm after the storm. At the Cambodian command post, a telephone rang loudly. The general on the other end spoke quickly. "Prepare. We may face a counterattack. The border is not yet secure." Meanwhile, in the Thai camp, the commander looked at the spread map, his hand placed on the border region. His voice was rough. "If they open fire first, we will not withdraw again." The air seemed to solidify. Both sides waited. Wind through the broken wires sounded like the faint groan of the lingering battlefield. A fire-soaked night had passed, but the fire in the soldiers' hearts had not gone out. And the border forest was still holding its breath, waiting for the first shot of the new day. The afternoon, rain returned. The thin, cold, persistent rain fell onto hot ashes, rising in heavy steam. The Thai-Cambodian border was covered in a grey curtain, where the war just passed left the smell of gunpowder lingering on every blade of grass. On the Thai high ground, the flag with a torn corner still fluttered in the wind. The Thai commander stood silent, raincoat soaking wet. eyes looking down at the smoke-filled valley where the enemy base once was. Beside him, surviving soldiers sat leaning on sandbags, silent, only the sound of rain on their helmets. "How many men didn't return?" he asked softly. 11, sir. We found 8 bodies, 3 men. No trace left. He nodded, his eyes bloodshot, his voice lowered. They didn't die in vain, but the border between our 2 countries today is stained with blood. On the other side, in the Cambodian base, the atmosphere was also still. Soldiers were clearing the rubble, individual helmets, individual warped rifles placed neatly on a table. An elderly Cambodian officer leaned on a scorched map, saying softly, "They came and went, but both sides lost. This land needs no more blood." The sky darkened. Thunder rumbled in the distance. Every sound was like a warning that this war only needed one more spark to ignite again. At the makeshift aid station, the wounded Thai soldiers lay on stretchers, listening to the radio broadcast the news. The 2 governments are holding emergency talks. The border has a temporary ceasefire, but both militaries maintain high alert. A young soldier turned to ask the commander on the next cot, "Will we go back there, sir?" The commander smiled sadly, his voice rough. "If the nation needs us, we will return. But I hope no one has to do that again." The aid station door opened. Cold wind blew in, carrying the damp smell of earth and rusty iron. Far away, the Cambodian church bell tolled in the rainy afternoon, the mournful sound like a farewell to both sides. Outside, the ground was covered in shell casings and deep footprints. Rainwater washed away the red mud layer, dragging streaks of blood into the small stream. Everything slowly fell into silence. Only trees swayed in the wind. The final smoke columns dissolved into the clouds. As sunset descended, the last sunlight shone on both sides of the border, where no boundary of winning or losing remained. Only exhausted soldiers, eyes looking into the distance, where the sky slowly brightened again after the firestorm. The battlefield fell silent, but its after echo would resonate for a long time, in every sleep, in every raindrop falling on the burnt tin roof. The raid ended. No one won. Only the war still remained, quietly, awaiting the next time.